for
Okay,
approval.
because I know they've already started promoting the Magic City quality for the Matthew Shepard did we have a contract signed?
Don't have one
And that was done October 6th. How about Rocky Horror?
yet. Don't have one yet. Haven't had a chance.
And their thing was Saturday.
That's the
Do we have a contract that has been created for Doug McGraw, the magician?
He is
So
on my
hypnotist?
list. He's on my list
Is
of
it
contact yet, because I have not been able to.
No.
And he's not till December 29th, right?
He's December 29th.
So we don't have anything with him yet. We don't even know if that's a go yet. I left him a voicemail, so. Oh, no, that's the one that I needed information. Sorry. I have no email address or phone number for him. That's
Got a website.
the other website.
Yeah, he does. I think you can just search.
Because
I found him on the web.
it was asked for that I reach
With
out to.
Doug McGraw, it's a state hypnotist. I believe.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion on the minutes? Or any other discussion?
for
Okay,
the last minutes.
I have a motion to accept.
Second.
She's not even here to write this down.
I've got it.
Ed's got it.
Okay. Okay, all those in favor?
I
Any opposed? Okay, meeting minutes accepted. Treasurer report,
done that.
or do you want to put that with the finance?
Part of the finance committee.
Okay, so we'll hold that. Should I just combine those? No, technically treasury and bookkeeping is not a part of the finance committee.
Yes, it
Is
should be.
It should? So we need to add that. Okay, we'll wait till we get down there. Kathy, grant, anything on the grant stuff?
The only thing I've heard is that everything at Hess is approved, it's just waiting for the checks to make it through the system. I don't know how long that's gonna take, but they said soon.
I wouldn't count on it being ready for language to get it here and get everything installed. Because it can take a month or more.
Ken, could you repeat that? I couldn't hear you on this end.
They said 30 days, it's been a month plus right now, so.
And just as we say that, it'll be here tomorrow. So. Okay, any other movements? She was talking about other stuff.
I'm not sure what else she has going, honestly.
All right, then we'll move on. Social media, Brittany or
She's
anybody?
not here today.
Okay. So now, okay, finance, Ed and Mr. Ken.
Just taking down some notes. Okay, so we had a finance meeting on the 7th. We discussed adding a second debit card so that we would have another card available, one for the show and then one for office use when we need to buy supplies or need to make separate purchases. We also discussed budgets. Lynn was kind enough to go through some of the past budgets and we were kind of putting together a breakdown, nothing official yet, but kind of separating what should be considered part of the show budget and what should be considered general expenses. I submitted a contract via email on the amended contract that went out just to get some changes. We also discussed maybe Hinkley Bank of North Dakota about their art program. Kathy brought that up about maybe they're possibly having some funds that are available to us in their art program. And then Ken had submitted the treasurer report and we gave that a look over, kind of going through and seeing where finances are going to. things like that, getting some of the fine details.
So basically, so everybody's aware, we are working on trying to come up with some kind of budget for shows, general operations, stuff like that. Something that we haven't really had, we've just paid bills. So the finance committee, I think, is doing a fantastic job trying to piece that together from nothing. So we have, we know where the numbers are, we know where things are flowing, but we need tighter budget control. So we know what we have to spend on the show and playbills and stuff like that. So you're looking at me perplexed there, Nancy.
No, do we have a treasurer's report?
Well, we're basically combining the finance and the treasurer.
So we don't have a monthly treasurer's report.
As you printed.
I didn't print out anything specific for this.
No monthly treasurer's
So-
report.
No, I thought you would have printed it out, but
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I was looking for, Ronnie.
All right.
Actually,
This is the closest that we have.
that is,
And then it was statement financial.
statement from that, so she's a important.
Okay, does anybody, was that it? Edward?
yep, that's it for finance committee.
Ken, anything else to add?
No, I sent out an email to the finance committee. I'm contemplating moving all the credit card charges from show specific to general operations. Because they sort of relate to the ticketing, but not exactly. It's part of the cost of doing business, of accepting credit cards.
And the ticketing fees.
The ticketing fees belong to the show.
So what's the difference between the two?
The ticketing fees are paid to arts people, the credit card fees are paid to the credit or the merchant account.
That's true. What about the cost?
Would we still be able to divide out what is specific to a show and what is operations?
If that's what we want to do, yes. They just changed the merchant account. This kind of goes over into the box office report. Merchant account was changed from an arts people specific account to Neon Pay, which is the parent company that owns arts people now. We have been on that for 1 week. I have seen one invoice, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly how the process is going to work. So, just keeping an eye on it. We have some charges have been made on it, and there's a change in how things are accounted, and I haven't got a real good handle on it yet.
Does our debit card, are you talking debit card
No,
charges?
I'm talking about our accepting credit cards.
And the only thing we accept credit cards for
Is
is the
ticket.
ticket.
I haven't not quite ready to say just exactly how that's going to be done. It appears that it's going to be 2 separate transactions, that possibly 3. One for the credit card charges, one for the ticketing fees, and then the deposit. So there'll be a deposit to a credit and 2 debits, I believe. I don't know until it's gone through a cycle.
So after thinking about that email you sent today, just so everybody's aware, Ken sent that email about how we should handle credit card fees and ticketing fees through the credit card processing, right?
Part of the problem is that the credit card fees, when someone buys season passes, there's no ticketing fees on that, but there are credit card fees on that. And that is purchases of season passes as part of general operations. That does not become a part of the show until those passes are redeemed. and then the amount that's redeemed gets credited back to the shell.
So because that could be a large amount, maybe that doesn't become per show. And when you sell a season pass, maybe that just stays on a general.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting to see how this shakes out on the first iteration with the thing, whether it's split out, how much work I have to do to split it out. I just don't know yet. I can do it, but I need to look at it.
Are we talking hundreds? Are we talking thousands?
No, well, it depends on how many tickets we sell.
Yeah, obviously.
Hundreds.
So that's a big number for a show versus general.
It was, I have to look at the breakdown on how it broke down, because during Somewhere in Francis of Lily, we sold a lot of season passes along with tickets.
Is it easy to distinguish between the two?
It is within QuickBooks. I don't have it at my fingertips,
But
but I can do it. Plus, we have some tickets paid, some season passes purchased with cash or checks, some with credit cards.
Do we have an attendance from Lily?
That I didn't bring with me.
It was,
There was,
I think it would equal out to 100 show.
500,
no,
567, is that right?
it was about, I think that was it.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. It's just under 600.
So it sounds like the finance committee needs to think about that, the fees, and then present to the board next month if
Yes,
possible.
I would just prefer that we wait until we've had a chance to hash it out in committee.
Does everybody know what Ken's talking about? Familiar? Okay.
One of the other things that happens with the change in the merchant account, they made Discover and MasterCard and Visa all equal. Before Discover was more expensive in percentage of 5% instead of 3.5. Now they're all 3.5. So I added Discover as an option. Because we have had several people try to purchase tickets with Discover cards. So,
I just thought about something else that we need to throw in the wrench. Throw the wrench in the gears. Is we need to start thinking about an ATM machine. I just don't know where to put it in our list of things to do, things to think about, because we've got asked many times at Somewhere in Francis of Lily for an ATM machine as well, for purchasing of tickets as well as concession. So maybe that's something that needs to be presented to the finance committee and discuss costs.
We could reach out possibly to one of the banks, like First Western, they do ATM machines.
Do they do like, they'll
Like,
put it here?
They'll
for free?
put it in, they'll maintain it. So
For free?
when, I don't know if it's for free. I believe that's why they charge fees on the cards, is for the maintenance and stuff like that. But I'm not sure if maybe we need a specific amount of traffic that would warrant them putting one in. But that's something that we could ask them.
Okay. All right. Anything else on finance, guys?
I have not done anything about a new credit second debit card, but I will if we decide to do so.
Okay.
I mean, I did bring out Lynn suggested a change for the amended contract, and I made that. And so if you had a chance to look at it, I would like, when we discuss that later, I'd like to bring that to a vote, so just keep that in mind.
That's the one you sent out the agreement.
Yeah, I made a change to it and printed it out, so that's that copy right there.
Gotcha. Okay, can I move on to box office if you guys are finished? All right. Anything box office, Ken?
I think we've covered what we need to. But ticket sales are open. We've had like 55 tickets sold for client already,
How many?
about 55. So they're trickling in. I sold to someone from Virginia purchased 5 tickets.
Well, they could have just been their credit card from Virginia.
No, the address they put in was Virginia too.
Maybe it was a
moved
grandparent.
recently or
There
something.
must be some grandparents or something. Don't-
Grandparents coming in for Thanksgiving and,
Could be.
oh, we're gonna go see the kids play.
Since the show is over that weekend. Okay, anything else? Box office?
Nope.
So, past or upcoming show, Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, I was gonna ask Holly.
We did auditions, full cast, we have a 50 cast list, 50 members, of the cast. So that's great. Courtney is going to do the posters on October 27th, I believe.
No, photos for it, please.
Quarters, yes, sorry, I don't, yes, she's also going to do the, playbill. And at this time, I don't think we need anything for the board.
All good there? House, Lynn and Nancy.
Randall, I think you can update us on the phones.
Oh,
You did
yeah,
send us an email.
I installed the phones. It's just basically a replacement of the phone system we had, but it's got 2 extra handsets. 3. So one is, the main one is on the desk, one is outside the box office curtain thing, and then one is in the concession stand because it's nowhere to put it, and then one is in the paint room downstairs.
So
Is that
what, you
nowhere
mean the
else to put
kitchen
it?
down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sort of have the question on the one in the concession stand, can we turn the sound off on
Yeah, I mean, it's separate. Well, Saturday, I didn't know how to do it, so I just unplugged the whole phone system and it kills the whole thing.
it? Yeah.
But we can turn it off.
Yeah.
I put it in the concessions because I didn't know where else to put it.
That was why we didn't have one for that last time.
And our landline is working.
Yeah, I think Ben or somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was here with the SRT.
Do we know what the phones cost, Randall?
They were like $65 for the whole kit or something.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't have the credit card. I had the expensive. And I have an expensive.
Okay, good, thank you. Good to have that taken care of. Any move on recycling? John said he will come and take, the recycling is now out in the entry again, and he'll come this week, but that's gonna be it for John being able to handle the recycling. So either somebody has to, step forward and say they will do it, or we just throw after every performance, whatever. So be thinking about that, because we've got a show coming up, there'll be lots of cans and
The aluminum cans are worth something.
Not a lot.
Not much, but compared to the rest of it, they're worth
the thing
something.
is, if somebody will take it, I have no problem putting it in a bag. And
I can take it. Kathy goes out there on
honestly,
greatest basis.
As
That
long as
would-
it's out of here when we clean the
right,
show.
when we
Because if
pre-show,
not,
if it's
put it
gone
back.
pre-show.
Yeah, I can
And-
do that.
And now that we have beer, the beer cans do get smelly.
Mm.
Cans don't smell so badly, but stale beer cans.
We took all the trash out on Saturday night, so there was
Yeah.
nothing in the trash. But there was
Yeah,
some
but
recycling.
yeah. So anyway, thank you. Okay, Ken, if you wanna kind
I'll-
of hang on to the
Take care of
bottles
that, yeah.
and cans, that would be great. We won't worry about newspapers or paper, but we'll do the
That's-
bottles and
that's-
cans. That's
yeah.
easy enough
It
to,
takes so much paper to be worth anything.
yeah.
Yeah, paper.
Well, newspapers, John had taken those too, and cardboard, but okay, thank you, Ken.
I mean, if we want to do the newspapers, I suppose we could always donate it to like an animal shelter. If there was
It's
something.
usually just me that brings the newspapers, so I'll find another outlet for it.
Yeah. I mean, Kathy always takes it back